Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I fix my soy candles. Now, I don't know if you're new to this or have this problem like me, but for some reason, I could never get a clean, perfect, smooth pour. It just doesn't happen for me. It doesn't matter if I pour hot or cold, crystallized or not, it doesn't matter. It never is perfect. So it's very frustrating. The first time that it happened, I remember about losing my mind. I was like, the candle's ruined. How do I give this? How do I sell this? It's completely ruined. For some reason, it always gets these little divots or little cracks, especially all of my colored candles. They always end up with like weird bubbles at the top. I don't know why. Haven't figured out that part of the science yet. But instead of freaking out, I'm going to show you guys how I fix them, and I'm gonna show you the cheapest way possible. You don't need to buy a heating gun. Honestly, all I use is a hairdryer. You can buy a heating gun if you want, but I can show you how to do it just with a hairdryer. Don't even have to spend money, nothing. So if you would like to see how I fix my soy candles, then go ahead and keep on watching. So each one of them is different. Some have bubbles, some have little cratery things like this, and other ones look like this. And I don't even know what that is. But for some reason, it always happens with my colored candles. And there's bubbles. It's just each one of them always end up a little weird. And I do get it sometimes with my clear, like white ones, but most of the time I don't. Most of the time those pours, it's, usually the same. But for some reason, with my colored candles, they always end up like that. Now I'm going to show you here in a second what my other candles look like once I fix them, and you can kind of see the difference. Do you see how smooth these look? They look like, one solid pour, kind of like what you would see at the store when you pick up other candles. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. I'm going to show you how to fix all of these. That way you don't panic like me and almost thought that I had to throw away my entire batch. Now, this one does have a little bit of discoloration to it, and I'm completely okay with that. That's personal preference. To me, I don't mind it. I think it adds character. So if you don't want them to be all off color like that, I haven't decided or figured out how to do that yet. So let's get started. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring out all one scent for now, just so that my house doesn't smell like a whole bunch of different scents, but usually I bring out every single batch I do. And then I cut the wick. And usually I cut the wick because if not, when I start to fix them, the wick will start to curl and get kind of weird. And then when I go to cut the wick, it's kind of soft. So it doesn't cut right. And it's a little, I don't know, it's so weird. But I usually cut the wick down exactly where it needs to be. And then I will start fixing them. Now, I showed you in my candles video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it or make it pop up right now, or I'll link it down below. But I use a candle wick holder that has like a metal thing to it, and what happens is it creates like a divot in the wick. So that's like my mark. That's where I cut my wick, and yeah. So if you don't use those, I would say I'll link the diameter. I'll list the length that you're supposed to actually cut the wicks at. And then you're going to pull out your handy dandy blow dryer or hair dryer. And what I do, it's super simple. Like I said, if you have a heat gun, it might be a little bit different. But what I do with the hair dryer is I take one by one, I turn it on high, and I turn it on hot, I think it is. Whatever the hottest setting is. But I always have it kind of a little far away from the candle, because if not, when it starts to melt, it will just blow the wax all over the place. It'll get all over your counters, and it'll get all over the jar and the lid. So what I usually do is I have it a little bit above, and I just kind of keep turning the candle, and I just leave the hair dryer right there. I don't really move, whoa, I can't talk. I don't really move the hair dryer. I more move the jar, and the reason why I do is because I try to get enough wax to kind of fill whatever holes or whatever divots or whatever. I try to get enough wax to kind of just pour into those areas and fill them up. So yes, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to show you guys a close-up, but try not to get it too close, because like I said, it will spray. And then just try to get enough wax to melt to fill in those spaces. Now, it doesn't mean that they will turn out perfect every time. This isn't usually like a one and done type of thing. I usually have to go over these. Sometimes it could be 4, 5, 6 times just to get it perfect. But as you can see, I'm trying to show you in like real time right here, is that the more I go around, you'll start to see that the color gets more vibrant. It's because it's melting again. So that's what you kind of want to look for. And then once you get enough of the wax to melt, then I just put it aside and let it start to cool down again. I don't keep going, because if not, the wax at the top is so liquidy that it will just start moving. It doesn't matter if you have the blow dryer far away or not, it will just start to spray. So most of the time it's just a patience game. You just gotta kind of let the wax do its thing, and then it'll fill back up those spaces. As you can see right here, I hope you can see it, there's bubbles that start to come up right there. There's bubbles that start to come up, and that's the wax filling up those bubble spaces. So what happens is that when you pour your wax too hot, the bubbles, the air bubbles that are down in the glass are coming up to the surface, but the candle cools down too fast for them to release. So usually the air bubbles get caught inside, and then that's what creates this whole issue that we're having right here. This is why you're watching the video, is because the candles like to do that. But yeah, so then what I'll do is I'll just leave them, I'll wait and see what they do. This right here is what I actually do. You see how everything's all different colors and all different candles and fragrances and stuff. This is what I do, and I'll go through and I'll grab like a whole bunch of them, whatever batch I did like that week or that day or like 3 days, and I'll just grab everything and go through and fix every single candle. My house gets super hot, but it's fine. But as you can see, I just do it the exact same thing to every candle. There is some white ones in there, and like I said, it does happen to some of the white, but mostly it's the colored ones that it happens to. Once I go through all of those, then as you can see right here, I've let them sit, they've cooled, and then I go through and I see which ones still need help. So as you can see right here, there were air bubbles coming up, and then the wax hardened. So I'm trying to give you guys a good close-up. I think red was a very bad choice to pick. Good job, Vanessa. But each one of them, you can see this one is a little bit more smooth, so we're almost there, but there's still a few air bubbles. So then I'll just keep going through. Like I said, it's just a patience game. You just gotta keep doing it, but it does make them look so much better. This is one I fixed, and like I said, some of the color can be a little bit off. I don't mind that. I think it adds character. But as you can see, this is where I got it to. Before, it had those bubbles, it had those divots, and then that's what I got it to. So it looks pretty good for being homemade and being fixed at home. And right here, I was just trying to show you guys that the blow dryer is on hot and it's on high. I wanted to show you guys just a little bit, just in case your blow dryer is a little bit different. I usually do hot and then I do high. So yeah, that should be it. Oh, wait, nope, just kidding. That's not it. Then once they're done, I just cap them and jar them. Jar them and cap them. Just cap them. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about today. It's been a long day. This video was supposed to come out a long time ago, and I didn't load it. So I don't know, I'm all over the place. Okay, bye. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.